This is Stephanie, and this is the Mocha Minutes Podcast. Hey guys, before we get into the episode, I just want to let you know about something that's a little new here at the Mocha Minutes Podcast. We are now participating in Buy Me a Coffee. So if you haven't heard, buymeacoffee.com is a place where you can show some support and some love monetarily to some of your favorite content creators. That includes me. So it's in the increments of either $1, $3, or $5, and you can do as many as you would like. So I just wanted to let you guys know, would love some support. So if you would go to buymeacoffee.com/Mocha Minutes, I would greatly appreciate it. It will also be in the show notes. Okay, here we go. Last night I saw you standing, and I started pretending I knew you. You knew me too. And just like a Rooney, you were too shy. But you weren't the only, 'cause so was I. And I've dreamed of you ever since. Now I've built up my confidence, and next time you come my way, I know just what to say. Can we talk for a minute? Girl, I want to know your name. Can we talk for a minute? Girl, I want to know your name. What's up, everybody? This is the Mocha Minutes Podcast. I'm Stephanie. Thank you so much for listening. It's been a wild couple of weeks. Actually, I think it's about 3 weeks at this point, almost a month. Life has been lifing. And yeah, that's all I got. Life has been lifing. So just wanted to come through with a solo dolo episode just to get some thoughts out, because a lot has been happening in the last month in the social medias, on Bravo. It's been a lot. It's been a lot of things that I have seen. So it's been a lot. Just thought I would just discuss a couple minutes. Y'all know I like to swim in the lake of Nuancetonka. So let's talk about a couple of things. So I wanted to give my unpopular opinion, but mind you, they could be popular opinions depending on who you talk to about a few things. Yeah. Oh boy. Let's start with the one that really is very interesting to me. This is about the whole DDG and Haley thing. If you don't know, Haley Bailey or Halle Bailey, not to be confused with Halle Berry, is the Little Mermaid. She also is one half of the duo Chloe and Haley. She has a son with I guess, content creator, because I think he does a lot of live streams on Twitch. He may do it other places. Called DDG. They have a son. No, she did not talk about she did not give us basically the play-by-play during her whole pregnancy. And now we see him, playing with his aunt, Chloe, playing with the family. He also was spending time with his father. And now DDG decided to hop onto Twitch and complain that he feels like he is not, not being able to see his son that much. And now he's saying he feels like a nanny. And I'm like, girl, nannies are there a little bit more often, but I'm not going to do this with you. And then he came to Twitch to complain that he can't just see his son whenever he wants to. And the thing about it is that he put the situation reported this situation out of context on purpose. Okay. He left out the fact that when he was complaining about, I drove to come see my son and I can't even see him. He left out the fact that his son had RSV, and so did Hallie. And so your son is sick, and they're basically quarantining because they're very both rarely sick, and you're complaining that at a drop of a hat, she's just not giving you um your son as if your your son is some sort of puppy. That's the part that I'm like confused about. But then I'm gonna say this. I'm glad that people are looking at him like, okay, girl, what do you want us to do? Because the funniest part about all of this is that people are saying, go get a lawyer, go get a lawyer. You know, talk to your lawyer, get a custody agreement in place. And homeboy flat out said, "Oh, I'm not going to go to the lawyer because I don't want to do all of that." So why are you complaining to us? Why are you telling us? I'm sorry. Are you? Hey, hi. Why wouldn't you want to get this officially a custody agreement? Why wouldn't you want something that's on paper? It's probably because you don't want discovery. Here's the thing, people are like, they love to pit, let's sue, until you realize there's one big word that is also part of being lawsuits. That's called discovery. They're going to look at everything, meaning you can't, like, it's look, all of the nuance of y'all's situation, not what you decide to say. Because the other thing about those Twitch clips is that he's saying, I didn't even know my son was walking. I found out on social media. I'm like, baby, you sit on the internet. You know, people found that clip so fast where he said, I got sent this. And then he was like, wait a minute, time out. She sent it to you. You didn't first see it on the internet. She sent it to you. Why are you making up these lies? The thing about it is like, I don't know why um you want to make the mother of your son look bad. Uh you want allies. And the bad part about it is there were a few guys who were ready to prop him up. Say, that's not fair. See how these women are? And it's like, mm. So here's my unpopular opinion. There's some men that hate women so much they will prop up anybody, even if they are wrong. Let's be very clear. DDG, if you really are like, we got to get this custody agreement, I want something official, and you're like, oh, go to the whole lawyer's office, go park your car outside the parking lot of Phaedra Parks' office, and get out on the driver's side and give her a little bit of cash in the parking lot. She can represent you. You don't want to do that. You want to make Hallie look bad. And the bad part about it is there's some men out there who hate women so much. And also, let's be very fair. Um, some some folks that identify women or non-binary who hate women so much they'll prop this up because they just hate women. That boy is wrong, and that's on period. It's like, baby, it's not wrong that you want to spend time with your child, but your child is not a puppy. Yes, you'll have to call them. Hey, hi, I'm pretty sure she told you that he has RSV. She wasn't making this up. However, if you come there, that means you got to stay in that house with her family who probably don't like you. Nobody's going to want to do that. But you don't want to do that either. You want to come and get your kid and bring him like a puppy. Also, I think he's also leaving, acting like we did not see when Kai Sanat's house got swatted and his whole baby was there with him. I'm so sorry. No mother would be like, oh, that's fine. No, the fuck it's not. Girl, I've been like, let me tell you something. Now I got to monitor where you go because you just taking my child anywhere. And the swatting is not DDG's fault. It's not. But the thing about it is like, baby, she has to she has to protect her child, and you, I'm just bringing your child into your place. It's actually kind of crazy to me. It's just crazy. Yeah, but I need y'all the y'all hashtag y'all and shout out to everybody who literally is like, girl, what you want us to do? It was more people saying that. I'm not like, let me just clear this up. It was more people saying, girl, what you want us to do than people going, Haley, fix it. There's a lot more of that. But the thing about it is, it's like when he first reported, people were so quick to say, hell, he ain't shit. It was like, girl, he had everybody convinced. Now, this is, I saw this tweet and I said, thank you. So the tweet that said, let me get this straight. DDG was letting strangers in a Twitter group chat talk about the mother of his child and bragged about cheating on her during slash after her pregnancy, and he's mad at her for saying he isn't allowed in her house. Yeah, the thing about it is, men can be short on money, they could be short on time, they could be short on Cheetos in their cabinet, but they're never short on audacity. Sir, you were a bad partner to this person, and you expect her to ignore that because y'all have a son together? I'm not keeping you from my son, but let's be very clear. N- uh, you ain't shit. Why are you acting like you are shit? It's like, sir, when he said I was made to, because he also said during his nice little twitchy thing that he was like, and I've been protecting her reputation, like her golden reputation, and it was like, stop. Let's be very clear. You shot up her club and got her pregnant, and it actually like made people look at her real weird because she was not married. You actually did not help her reputation. So what are you talking about? She had a golden reputation before she got pregnant with your kid. I don't know why you're saying this, but that's neither here nor there. Um, now that we have that marmalade demon back in office, he has not been, I think we may be close to 180 days. I'm not doing any counting. Actually, 180 days is what? 3 months? No, 180 days. I believe it's 6 months. That man's not even been in office 180 days. And he is like literally turned this place upside down. And I grow so weary of non black people chastising black people because we are basically leaning back and saying, y'all got it. We are on protest and outrage PTO. That means prepare the others. Prepare the others. Here's the deal. You can't get mad or be upset that black people are not like jumping on the bandwagon with you when they've been shouting from the rooftop, you don't vote for this man. And literally over 70 million people voted for them anyway. So here's my unpopular opinion. Non-black people only want to work with black people on protests as long as black people are coming to them. They're coming to their event. Not you are going to come over here and join us. You want us to come and join you. It's not valid if you have to be a follower. You have to be a leader in protest. But you always want black people to follow you when you actually should flip that and be led by black people. Black women are the cornerstone of every revolution in the modern day. You don't get too far in your revolution without black women. Civil rights movement, LGBTQ plus, Black Lives Matter, Trans Lives Matter. All those three or four I just listed, all have black women involved. Oh, I'm sorry, in the Women's March from 2000. It was a hot mess until black women got involved because it looked like a hot mess, but some black women were involved. Um, I said 2000. What more? I'm sorry. I think it's after the 2016 election, after the first time y'all voted that marmalade demon in. When a literal white woman who loves a good pantsuit told y'all don't do this, literally, it was like she was a freaking psychic because everything that she said was going to happen happened. And the thing about it, all the stuff that she predicted was bad. And as someone who is also someone who's a good judge of character and also can peep a lot of things, there's a lot of things I like being right on. There's some things I do not. Sometimes you don't want to be right about something that would harm other people. And when I mean other people, I mean millions. Because I'm pretty sure Hillary Rodham Clinton and also now, fast forward, Kamala Harris, I'm pretty sure they don't want to be right about this. Because one, that means them being right about the terrible shit he's going to do would harms a lot of people. Here, so I don't want like we don't want to hear it because we told you. And the thing about it is not saying that black people aren't outraged or mad. Oh, we're still doing it. We're just not going to deal with anybody saying like, "Where y'all at?" We are where we always have been. We're just insulating ourselves and setting boundaries. See, that's the thing. Folks don't like boundaries if they aren't within them. And that is what you're watching right now. You have all these, like, I'm seeing a lot of folks who identify as Latino saying, why, and getting mad at black people. Time out, girl. You might want to talk to your demo because your demo is also the problem. You might, like, do not sit here and chastise black people that we are not just sitting here cleaning up your mess. Oh, baby, get out your own bounty paper towels and go wipe up the mess you just made. We're not doing it. And the bad part about it is, y'all actually trying to guilt black people into doing it as if they did not tell you, don't do this. When it comes to voting in this country, at most, it's been about 60% of the people who are actually eligible to vote. It's never been this high percentile of people voting. But of the black people who voted, 92% of black women and 87% of black men voted for Harris. We are not the issue here. You might want to talk to your counterparts in your demos. They're white people, they're Latino people, they're Asian people. Talk to your demos. Do not come over here to us because we told you. We don't want to hear it. Get off my line. That's how I feel. Get off our line. I think the third one I want to talk about is Kanye West. I'm someone who still maintains that Late Registration for me is my favorite Kanye album. It still is. It's one of the better ones. I will say that. Here's the deal. As of recently, Kanye is now doing a battle with Kim, saying Kim is not allowing me to do something when he wanted to put his daughter, Northwest, on a song with Diddy. That Diddy and his son. And he's like, see, this ain't fair. Let me show you what she did. I'm like, time out. Why would you want your young female child on a song with Diddy? I'm sorry, I would have stamped her out here. I could say a lot about Kim Kardashian, but when it comes to protecting her children from that crazy person, I'm Team Kim. And I'm not a team person. I'm sorry, I'm team children in this, honestly, for being completely fair. Um, but I'm not going to be on the opposite side of someone who had to 5150 her ex-husband twice, and she has 4 children with this man. I'm so sorry. Name of the game is protect her children. I will protect him from them. But this is my unpopular opinion because they'd be like, "Oh my God, this is so tired." You want to know why this is so tiresome? Tiresome because we as a collective have enabled Kanye's behavior for decades. Because hey, hi, if he wasn't getting attention and someone propping him up, he wouldn't keep doing this shit. Let's be very clear. The whole slavery was a choice thing. He had a whole. Do you know people ignored that to go to his Sunday service tour that he's doing for free on college campuses? And it was like, wait a minute, hold up. Y'all are ignoring. I literally remember watching people big up this Sunday service album. And all I thought was, Kirk Franklin would like a word with all of you. Because I distinctly remember that people gave Kirk Franklin the business because they said his gospel music was too secular. But y'all are like clapping and applauding the secular artist making gospel music. I'm sorry, Kirk Franklin was like a word with all of you. It's like, wait a minute, time out. Because there are a lot, like there have been gospel rappers and people have questioned the validity of their music because they're rapping. But this rapper can come make a gospel album. That rapper, girl, shut up. Y'all didn't even do this for Snoop Dogg. I'm sorry, why did I mention that? And when I say, and also, oh, I remember people gave Salt from Salt and Pepper a little bit of girl. That was all the reason why they said his music is secular because Salt was did a guest verse on Stomp for God's Property. Kirk too secular, we can't do it. But y'all applauding Kanye, girl, please. The reason why he keeps doing this stuff is because we have enabled him for way too long. Y'all won't allow him to hit bottom because he's a black man. Y'all ain't no problem with letting Chrisette hit rock bottom, but not Kurt, but not Kanye. Girl. Let me see. Don't I want to talk about anything? Oh, you know what? This is back to voting. The folks that voted for Trump, their vote was never about egg, gas, or any good prices. They just didn't mind the hate as long as they thought it would not affect them. Now all of a sudden you see everybody crying. I lost my job. We told you not to invite that person in. He cut my benefits. We told you to not, literally, we told you not to do this. And you did it anyway because you thought it would affect other people. If you're an immigrant in this country, you thought, oh, he's going to only arrest the criminals. I'm sorry. I just don't care if you're a criminal or not. Are you an immigrant in this country? And is there a question about your question about your citizenship? They don't care. They're not looking that hard. For Japanese internment camps, do you know, and this is back when they had Japanese internment camps, do you know they actually put Japanese citizens in there? Meaning Japanese Americans, American citizens who were Japanese. They put them in internment camps too. They lacked up on their own Americans. Orange is the New Black. They had a storyline where one of the ex-con, she had got out. She went to the club. She didn't have her ID with me. They raided that club. Homegirl she was put into a camp. She didn't even know that her birth certificate was forged. She had no idea. But she did have an actual ID. She just didn't have it with her. ICE don't care. ICE is ready to go into schools and come get children, which is ridiculous. And the fact that you had teachers treating this like this was the underground fucking railroad, wild to me. But again, y'all thought, hashtag y'all thought that the stuff that he was doing was going to affect quote unquote bad people. Baby, it affects everybody. Y'all have heard of trickle down economics? This hate is going to trickle down. The hate that they have for certain, like literally, he has made Elon Musk seem like a Jew, like basically people are making jokes about calling him President Musk. And he literally said on camera that Social Security was like a Ponzi scheme. You mean the Social Security that comes out of every person's check that works? You are taxed beyond belief for as long as you work. And when you were of age where you're like, I want to retire, stop working, you're entitled to that money that has been withheld from your check for several decades. He literally said it's a Ponzi scheme. A billionaire said that. A billionaire who relies on people buying his goods. He said that out of the straight. And this is what y'all wanted. You wanted two billionaires who are so out of touch to run this country because he did such a good time before. Need I remind you, the pandemic in 2020, let's be very clear, the person who was president was Donald Trump. He dismantled the office that would have caught this pandemic before it got so big. He told y'all to drink bleach. He called it the Kung flu. He even tried to act like the vaccine was bad and then it's fake. That's the same person. And he'll be saying, this happened on Joe's watch, Joe's watch. The pandemic happened on yours. I think that should trump anything that Joe Biden did when he became president on January 20th, 2021. Literally. There are millions of people dead. They are gone. And y'all want to focus on Joe. The pandemic happened on Trump's watch, and y'all act like it didn't. Whew, I can't. I just can't. So let's talk a little bit of Bravo High Notes. Okay, turning the page. Let's go to Bravo. So, okay. Southern Hospitality is very short. It was a real short season, and I was wondering why it was so short. And then I saw that one of my favorite shows on Bravo, Top Chef, is back. I got to watch the premiere. I've always loved Top Chef. So, Southern Hospitality. I've said this in group chats. I said this in my head, and I keep saying this. Anybody who's friends with Emmy is better than me because I would have stopped talking to her. I'm not telling her shit about what Will did or what I heard Will do. You want to know why? Because that heifer not going anywhere. Stop wasting oxygen telling Emmy. You want to know why? Because that heifer ain't going anywhere. Girl, save your time, eat your food, drink your booze, and stop worrying about Emmy. Because one, she's just going to say, y'all just trying to ruin our relationship. I'm like, oh no, girl. Will is doing a big up job all by himself. Stop talking to Emmy. But when they had that Watch What Happens Live reunion, and Emmy started crying, and Lake went, girl. It's like, when I tell you I cracked up, I'm so sorry. That would have been my reaction. I'd be like, huh, girl. Like, she's like, that's not funny. Yes, it is. Because guess what? After all of this defending, Emmy is like Jillian Ace. That is now Deshaun Watson's fiance. She's one of God's strong soldiers. When I tell you the fact that homeboy didn't show up and she's like, oh, he didn't show up because of this, and then turned around and filmed the bio files. This is why he didn't show up. He didn't want to have to face it because he know he talked about her to all of these people. They knew it. He knew it. That's why he didn't come up. It's like, sir, you using big words that you choke on all the time. You want to, of all places, the bio files, girl, please. But you can show up to a interview, but you can't show up to the reunion where you were the focal point storyline for this whole season. Girl, fuck you. It's like, girl, get both Emmy and Will. Those two don't need to come back. Get them off the show. But I feel like they can't get him off the show or them off the show because Emmy still works at Republic. Also, protect Michaels at all costs. Michaels is my sweetheart, and I love him. I just want to hug him and kiss his forehead. I love Michaels. I've loved him all season. The fact that he's more mature than some of those people that got a good at least 5 years on him is just crazy to me. Also, why was Levitt there? I will say Levitt's presence felt much like the latter seasons of Lisa being on Punk Rules reunions. Why is she here? It's a little bit different for Vanderpump Rules because it says Vanderpump Rules. This is Southern Hospitality. Leva ain't got to be on the show. I can tell you that right now. It's like, y'all could have just had that. It's like, hell, bring Lamar up on this shit. Oh, that's right. He ain't never on camera. But still, she ain't got to be there. And Protect Michaels, Lake gave me the comic relief that I needed. And I love that she played. She's like, I just want to hook up with Brad. Okay, I'm done. Itch has been scratched. I don't blame her. Also, Bradley on social media after the reunion and him commenting everywhere is like, am I going to like Bradley now? I like Bradley now. Also, TJ's been messy as shit since day damn one, so I'm not surprised by anything that's happening. Maddie and Joe. Joe, oh my God, he's so weepy. I can't with him. And that whole thing with him and TJ and them hooking up and him giving mixed signals. I think the thing about it is, I think TJ is very messy. He is. However, comma, I think that folks, I don't think Joe realized what that means. If TJ has been like talking about how hard it is for him to find a guy, and here it is, a very, very attractive man, or at least very attractive to him, is showing him interest and then acting like it's not a big deal or treating him like he's just like a fluke or just passing fancy or just, an itch for him to scratch. That says a lot, and it's like I feel bad for TJ. Um, but does Joe give trade? Yes. But it's different because TJ is your friend. And I feel like they should have had a conversation about this. And one of them, I'm glad one of them, TJ, is admitting, like, I said that shit because I was mad. That's how I felt because at the time I was pissed at him. But it's like, baby, let the mouse go. I think hopefully Southern Hospitality gets a third season. I hope they do. Sidebar, I'm not watching Southern Charm. I stopped watching like 2 or 3 years ago. I feel like I should have like maybe binged this. At this point, I'm not sure. I may have to consult a few people. I might have to talk to Giselle and say, like, should I binge this? What should I do? Because I have not watched Southern Charm because that tall man that everybody says is attractive is still there. Real talk. Um, let's talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It's not an unpopular opinion, but maybe it is. There's a clear distinction between Bose and Garcelle and how they defend their respective white woman friend. Okay, here's the difference between Bose and Garcelle. Bose is only getting Dorit's version, and Dorit is leaving a lot of context out and just defending Dorit. Garcelle is actually there when this shit happens, and that's why she's defending Sutton. There's like the thing about it is, it's like it's not the thing about the biggest difference between Garcelle and Bose is blind loyalty. Now, do I blame Bose for the like basically sticking up for the no? Because if I was a friend, I probably was like, "Hey, y'all, let's just make it like let's just go ahead and just do this and just make her happy." And they're looking at her like, "Girl, you have no idea what just fuck just happened." Can I understand why Bose did that? Of course, I can. I don't think Bose is necessarily wrong here, but I need her to understand how this looks. You can't compare Bose and Garcelle. I'm like, it's funny that y'all not comparing Teddy and Kyle. That's the barometer that you need to do. Not putting two black women against each other. Because guess what? They have not had any issues all season. They might get into it at the reunion, but these are two very intelligent black women, and I'm tired of y'all trying to like, oh, Bose versus Garcelle. There is no Bose versus Garcelle. It's not. But I will say I find it interesting that Dorit does not think that she monopolizes Bose's time because she came out the gate telling her sob story of, and I'm not trying to be deflective or dismissive about getting a divorce from PK. She came out the gate telling her that and saying that PK had a drinking problem. I can see why after she heard that, it tugged at her heartstrings and now she want to protect Dorit. Anybody with eyes can see that. It's like, no, I can understand that. Garcelle is actually there when they're coming after Sutton. Because I think people forget about the Fox Force 5. Y'all forget that. It was that little click, and anybody who wasn't in it, they kind of like didn't really see it for them. That was Sutton and Garcelle. They were not, and also Crystal. They weren't on a Fox 45. And now that you see it imploding, now all of a sudden they're like, Garcelle, why are you defending Sutton? Time out. Y'all five used to insulate each other. Y'all had y'all made this a joke. Y'all made this a thing. And now y'all actually get mad that the folks that were like three and now two the hard way, y'all can't crack their bubble. Because you can't. Their friendship was very organic. Because they ain't like each other off the jump and they worked this out off camera and now they cool. There's a lot of like stuff with Sutton, it really is. But let's be very clear, it's a lot of stuff with all of them. And also, EJ Global LLC, shut the hell up. You can be quiet because you're like, you saying they didn't give me any grace when I was going through my, like they were talking about my drinking thing. You mean your drinking that you were combining with pills? That drinking? That is not the same thing. You actually were doing it. Oh, and by the way, Erica, one of the persons that had a very strong opinion about your situation is the person that you're complaining to right now, and that is Dorit. Hey, hi, do you remember that when it was Kyle and Mauricio, PK and Dorit, talking about Erica? Why are you making it seem like she didn't do anything either? I'm like, girl, she had an opinion too. So did Kyle. It's just Sutton said it to your face. They didn't. But you will easily forgive them because those are like you value them as a friend. You didn't value Sutton as a friend. And the bad part about it is, hey, hi, y'all left Sutton high and dry when she was like, when one, she brought it up, y'all were all sitting around talking about this. So why is Erica only mad at Sutton? And also, Erica, if I was Garcelle, you can't open your mouth to me at all. Let me tell you something. I know many a bitch that would have slapped the bottle blonde off of you. But how you talked to her son should have cussed you out. And she didn't because Garcelle's a lady. The way that you treated her son and was acting like it was no big deal, and Dorit, you're like, he's getting flowers for her mama. You should have said she's dead ass wrong, and none of y'all did. None of you. She's dead ass wrong, and you owe her an apology. And that was on period. I'm glad she apologized. But hey, hi, all of them should have dug in your ass for that. Because guess what? None of them came. I'm like, girl, y'all, let me tell you something. Erica, you cussed Eileen Davidson out by talking about your adult son, but you want to act like you talking to Garcelle's teen son is not a big deal. Girl, I'm sorry. Erica would not, she would never not hear my mouth. I just want to know when is the reunion coming? Because I need to see this. Hopefully it's not three parts. I don't think it needs to be three parts because I swear I don't need y'all rehashing Kyle and Dorit not being really close and friends anymore. Please leave us alone. Please, girl, hang it up flat screen. Mm. Okay. So Married to Medicine's fine. I was gonna say they're finally. It's not a finally for me. Their finale was this week. The reunion trailer dropped, and I have several thoughts. First thought: a lot of people watching the show now did not watch it from season one, and y'all don't remember a lot of things. Here's the first thing: Simone Chipmunk ass, dead ass wrong. Period. And I'm gonna tell you why. Simone, you cannot sit here and say Quad don't let shit go if you still talking since you gave us your ass to kiss. You bring up Sister Circle one more time, I swear I'ma slap you on your chipmunk cheeks. Girl, she did not thank y'all. Y'all left before she did. Quad always been long-winded. Y'all were mad that you didn't get top billing in her speech. Let's be very clear. Y'all can go back and watch. I implore you to do so. She talked about Sister Circle first because she spends every damn day with them bitches. That's what happened. They were filming Monday through Friday. Why? She didn't see y'all Monday through Friday. Also, y'all men couldn't give Greg up. Also, she don't owe you shit. She don't owe y'all anything because you made a choice about Mariah. Let's be also, this is the other part of that. At the season one reunion of Married to Medicine, Mariah got into it with every single person on that cast except Quad. Quad was her road dog. Hello, she had nice little like placards, like delusional, and da, 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 she had that. But let's be very clear. Mariah got into it. Every single person. She did not leave that reunion good with anybody on the cast except for Quad. Then in between, in the off season between season one and two, her and Quad fell out. Them women were not really talking to Mariah. Let's be very clear. I think the only person that really was talking to Mariah, I mean, it was limited. There's a lot of people who didn't. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Mariah said to me that you will never be a mother because you've never birthed a child. You're saying that to a two-time breast cancer survivor who literally cannot carry children because she did treatment for cancer. That is the reason why she's not a mother. How dare you? Mariah could never open her mouth to me, ever. It's like, oh girl, we're good. I would never talk to her again. It's like, nope. It's like the thing about it is you said that shit and you meant it. Don't be like, oh, I said it. I'm like, nope, you meant that shit. You're actually looking down your nose at Jack and saying she don't have no children. She went through cancer treatment twice. She can't have children. So no, she would never. So if she wanted to be a parent, she would have to do adoption or surrogacy. She would never be able to carry a child. And she reconciled with that and she has sat with that for years. Mariah, that is nasty work for Mariah to say that to her. Mm. At the couple trip that year, they didn't invite Mariah. Simone is the one because basically what Quad said, girl, um, Simone sat at that table and she said, so what Quad said to them was like, if you invite Mariah, I'm just not going to be there. And that the thing about it is, y'all could have just said, we totally understand why you wouldn't be there, and that's fine. But here's the thing: all of them had an issue with Mariah. That's why they were like, "Oh no, I don't want to be around Mariah either," because they had all had an issue with her. Simone is one that led that charge. Said, "So we're all in agreement. We're not going to Mariah's events, and we're not inviting her to our events." They all said, "Okay." Either they said, "Okay," they were silent, and silence usually means agreement, right? They're all leaving. They get in, the couples get in cars. Cecil said to Simone, "Now, why are you going to do that to Mariah? Don't do that to Mariah. Don't do that. Don't do that." Then all of a sudden, Simone changed her tune and got mad at Quad because Quad wanted to hold them to what they said. That is what is the problem here. Y'all keep saying, "Hey, Quad, we in your corner," and then something happened, and all of a sudden, you're like, "Quad, why are you making us choose?" This was never Quad's choice. You all sat here and said, "Nope, we're not going to invite her to stuff." Okay, I'm good with that. That is not on Quad. Now, fast forward to season 11, when y'all doing these platitudes and posturing about how you are going to, like, oh no, I'm like, you asked me to choose, I'm not going to choose you. You said that to Quad when so many years y'all never supported her. Like, basically, y'all kept saying Quad needed to bend and be the bigger person, but y'all weren't saying that to the other party. You weren't. And she is like, I'm going to start. I'm like, the thing about it is, y'all don't let the Quad be holding to you to what y'all be saying. Okay, y'all be saying that. Um, because y'all like the little girl sweet tea. I don't see why. I see why y'all do, but that's neither here nor there. Also, it is not Quad's fault that Gregory is a bitch. Dr. Squeak is a bitch ass for like literally pressing charges. And I think that may have like if you got open litigation against somebody, no, you can't film together. That stopped him from filming. King is not a major person, so that's fine. That stopped. So basically, the people there don't really have Quad's back fully. The person that would have Quad's back is King. And because of Greg pressing charges, King can't be there. I don't blame her for like, girl, I don't want to do that. She has every right to actually say no. Here's the other side of that. Quad flat out said in her beautiful cobalt blue gown that Gregory put his hands on her, pulled her down the steps by her lace front. And he didn't exactly say that's not what happened. When she said, he said he pulled a knife on me. No, I'm sorry. He said she pulled a knife on me. You dragged me down the steps. Fuck this pull a knife shit. I'd have stabbed you. I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, yeah. So there are other people like, no, like, when it comes to domestic violence incidents, they're like, they don't arrest the victim. That's a state by state thing. If they're called for a domestic disturbance, they're arresting everybody on scene. And that can vary by state. Because I don't, the thing is, I feel like if it's the person that called, they may not arrest that person. But if people are reporting, I hear a domestic disturbance, they're arresting everybody on the scene. Sorry. I'm sorry. And then, because this in her cobalt blue dress I'm talking about is at a reunion. When they all joined, basically all the wives came out and said it again. Toya and Mariah's like, oh, don't say that he was abusive or he hit her. And Andy stopped him and said, that's literally what he just said. We just talked about that. And you know what was the part that really got me about all that? They were sitting there watching it. So you can't even say that you like, it'd be different if they weren't watching it in their dressing rooms. They were watching that segment. So why are you sitting here acting like somebody made something up? Like, don't make Greg look bad. Girl, what? Girl, he just said it. So I'm glad Andy spoke and said, well, that's what was just said. So, so that's the first thing. Yeah, like the thing about it is like y'all got to cop telling Quad that y'all got her back and then like coming back and saying, oop, JK. Because one, why was she? The thing about it is, the whole thing with Greg and King, it really is between them two. It really is. I don't know anybody who would literally want to be filming or around their alleged abusive ex. Y'all, it, this was the other thing about it. The folks that are saying, like, oh, Quad, can't you just suck it up? Simone, you literally were mad at Cecil being friends with a woman named Tammy. You were mad. How dare you? You were mad that he was our friend. And that's just his friend, not an ex girlfriend, not an ex wife, just his friend. You literally didn't want him spending any time with her. Jacqueline, you contemplated not coming on the couples trip because it was in a city where your husband cheated on you. But y'all, and also all of you collectively said, I would not want to be in a room with my ex. But y'all are literally telling Quad that she should suck it up. How, bitch? Let's take abuse off the table. Why in the blue blazes would you want me to be around my ex just to make y'all feel better? You can have, girl, invite whoever you want and then allow me to choose if I want to be there. Because I feel like if it's just a girl's thing, Quad will be just fine. Because her issue is not with Sweet Tea. I just want to keep, I'm like, it's not with Sweet Tea, it's with Greg. Here's the other side of that. I actually agree with Contessa. He shouldn't have asked, they shouldn't have asked Greg and T to leave. They should be able to stay. I feel like they could have just kept to like that room is big enough for them not to go. So let me get this right. You are upset that both of them, Quad and King, T and Greg, did not come to the dance rehearsal. Oh, why couldn't they just came to the room? The room big enough. So you're going to tell T and Greg to leave in that room that seemingly was also big enough? T and Greg didn't know how to you don't think they don't know how to act? You literally could have just told them, hey, T and like quick Quad and King are on their way. Just like like the thing about I don't know why you didn't just tell them this. Hey, hi. So I just want to let you know that Quad and King are on their way with Heavenly and Damon. They're going to be coming here soon. I just wanted to give you a heads up. If you decide to leave, we totally understand. Them leaving early should have been their choice. Because one, I'm not getting in no corset and putting no George Washington wig on Dr. Squeaks a lot and just being there for an hour. That's nasty ass work. You should have let them choose. I think for the most part, Sweetie and Greg would have literally been on their best behavior and Quad and King. They're not coming to like they didn't come to that event to start a fight. They came there to celebrate your 16-year wedding anniversary. You should have let that be their decision. That's on period. Just should have let them do it. But y'all gotta stop doing this thing. They're telling Quad to suck it up in a situation that y'all would never want to be in. Y'all not saying abusive ex. Y'all like, don't bring your ex. I'm like, I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't film with my ex. I'm like, so why have y'all been asking Quad to do it for the last 2 years? Why? And y'all did use Sweet Tea as a pawn. Let's be very clear. Y'all didn't ask her to be on this show because that's your buddy and it's being your Freddy Fish. Y'all did that to get back at Quad because she gave you your ass to kiss. I'm sorry, I would have gave it to you too. Also, Simone, stop acting like her great niece not being here anymore is something small. It was not, her great niece is not a puppy. She was a little baby. And y'all trivializing her pain is so whack to me. Very whack. Simone needs to be slapped in her chipmunk teeth. In her chipmunk ass teeth. She get on my damn nerves. I'm like, Simone's wrong for this. You didn't, the thing about it is like, all Quad is asking for y'all to do is what I need from you is understanding. That's all she's asking for. She just needs y'all to understand. She's not asking you to pick a side. She's not asking you to like choose between me and Sweet Tea. I'm not asking you that. Sweet Tea ain't doing that either. Neither one of these women are asking y'all to choose, and y'all literally are sitting there mad at them. I'm like, time out. How about you just understand their points? Like, I understand both sides. Because here's the thing: when it comes to Sweet Tea, as much as she can like drive me batty, there's a lot of things I actually agree with her on. I'm sorry. If my man's getting into it with a woman, no, don't speak to him. You can speak to me. If I see my man potentially getting beat on and I'm combat trained, I will chop you in the throat. Sweet Tea's not necessarily wrong. Say, hey, what's going on? Oh no, don't go over it. No. Girl, he was like, what you gonna do? The training that I learned in combat, in the military. What is going on here? Why are you like, sir? You are sitting here doing this wild ass thing, getting mad at King, and then pressing charges. He said for battery. Battery means you gotta talk to Mike. Did he touch you? No. Girl, you anything about you're saying? Craig, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. We just talking. I feel like Rodney. We just talking. Sir, he didn't put your hands on you. But let's be very clear. You bucked up at him the minute you saw all those other men walking over. When y'all were just talking, you were like, okay, okay, okay. You ain't say nothing. All of a sudden, your buddies come over, and now you got something to say. The thing about it is, you want them to big you up when you're wrong. I'm sorry. You want them to co-sign your bitch ass moves. They're not doing that. Steve barely knows you, and he looks at you like, come on, dog. We're not doing that. Serious? You pressing charges for what? He didn't touch you. It'd be different if it was like you press charges for him threatening you, but it was just like I'm sorry, that's debatable. Because who are you talking to, bro? I'm talking to you. See, that's the thing. No one had to stand up to you because one, based on what I saw in that whole thing on the beach, Quad, sorry. King got upset because he realized something. When he was throwing, because one, again, everybody, like Heavenly had said it, Toy had said it. All those altercations on the beach were worse than what y'all saw. They edited this shit down completely. It was worse. The, the light bulb, it switched. I'm sorry. The light switch just went up. Time out. He thought that when she said, you got a big ass mouth, da 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 da, he thought that he was talking to Sweet Tea. And then he realized, wait, you were talking to Quad? Man, that's not cool. That's not cool at all. And that is why those men did not take your side. Because let's be very clear, Greg, you could never talk to any of their wives like that, heavenly included. That is why they were not sitting there bigging up your bitch ass move. That is the reason why. Because they're looking at you like, girl, no, you like, that is why Heavenly said to Eugene, let me get this straight. Could he say to Toy, you got a big ass mouth? You would have a problem with that? Yeah, absolutely. That's a problem. Yeah. That's what they were trying to like. That's what they like. So why are you acting like King is out of line? If I'm sorry, can any of those men talk to your wife the way that he talked to Quad? Then you should understand. That's why none of them took Red's side. But they're like, hey man, are you okay? Like, what's going on? It's like, can we just work this out without charges? Because that impeded King with him being in the same room. I'm sorry, you pressing charges on me. We're not gonna be in the same room. And we can't. The thing about it is, Quad has every right to say she's not interested in being in the same room as her ex. Jackie, you didn't even want to come to Hilton Head, South Carolina, because that's where Curtis cheated. You contemplated not going. So you should understand. Simone, you were pissed as hell at Cecil because of his friendship with Tammy. You also stopped talking to Jacqueline because she still remained friends with Heavenly. You actually did not invite her to the graduation party of the baby that she helped deliver. Y'all have no right to sit in quad. Like, you stopped talking to Toya for some god awful reason. Toya liked to go low, and you called her a raggedy broke ass. Y'all should actually give more understanding as opposed to telling Quad, hey, can you just bend a little bit because we don't want it to be a fractured group? It's not a fractured group. Hey, hi, the person who did the fracture are the people that y'all asked to leave. Because I'm sorry, didn't Quad and King say yes to a lot of stuff? Quad wanted to get the group back together outside of Sweet Tea and Phaedra. I'm gonna talk about Phaedra in 2 seconds. Um, Contessa actually saying, I missed you at Quad's house. There's no way that bitch is allowed in my home. Your husband's ex-wife that happened to be filming is allowed in your home. I know y'all fucking lying right now. It's like, Contessa, shut up. Because you can't let anything that happened go. Y'all are the last people to talk about Quad need to let shit go. Contessa, you first. Simone, you first. Jackie, you first. I think the person who really can flip a page and really flip it is Toya. Out of everybody there, it's Toya. Because she ain't disinvite nobody, and she shouldn't. So let's talk about Phaedra, shall we? I'm going to say this right now. Heavenly should have never asked Apollo to come on that on a couple's trip. She shouldn't have. I would have never. I'm like, girl, I'm not doing that. However, Phaedra, when she flat out asked you, you should have said, yeah, I don't know about that. It's like, I would rather he not. Because what if he brings the wife? That I totally forgot. This is Stephanie. Totally forgot that he was seeing her while he was still married to Phaedra, while he was in the whole jail. And she boasted about it on Atlanta. Phaedra, you should have flat out said, no, I don't have a problem. She should have said that you had a problem because technically you do. You should have just said, no. You literally said that man can't come in your home. So why would you be okay with him coming on the trip? Also, Phaedra, the man that you brought is his friend. You know who didn't know that? Anybody else. None of them knew that. None of them knew that. So that's not on Heavenly. Her initiating the invitation, that's 100% on Heavenly. But you bringing Shake and Apollo lying to Heavenly and saying Shireen was not coming is not on Heavenly. Because she flat out asked her. She flat out asked him. And he said, no, she's not coming. Who popped up? That's not on Heavenly. That's on Apollo. But for some odd reason, you're like, because the thing about it with Phaedra, when Jackie pressed her and said, but you knew he was coming, notice how quiet she was. The thing like, Phaedra's very much, look over there. This is not that what happened on that beach is not 100% her Heavenly's fault. Is she messy for inviting Apollo? Absolutely. But let's be very clear. Apollo lied, and so did Phaedra. Because Phaedra knew Apollo was coming. So why are you acting like you didn't? It was like she was trying to make it seem like Heavenly did like this is so fun, and y'all a bunch of mean girls. When last year you were giving them big ups and saying maybe if I was on Married to Medicine and not that other show, maybe I would still be married. You probably wouldn't because that nigga was cheating on you, but that's neither here nor there. You are bigging them up. This is the same group of mean girls because they ain't changed from last season to this season. You were bigging up and saying, I love this group, and if I was with that group, then maybe I would still be married. Wasn't that you? That's what you said. There's so much wrong. Everybody is wrong in this situation. Heavenly wrong, Phaedra wrong, Apollo wrong. All of them are wrong. The percentages of wrong can vary depending on how you feel, but everybody is wrong. The thing about it is, all sides are wrong. There is no right in here, especially that bitch Shireen. Because one, you need to shut the hell up. Don't give a fuck about you, Apollo. I'm sorry, don't. I'm saying Apollo. No, Apollo don't give a shit about you, Phaedra. I'd have slapped her teeth out. You fucking my husband while he was in having three hots in a cot. I'm sorry, fuck these cameras. I'd have punched her right in her light skinned ass face. Period. I'd have dropped that bitch. Period. Dog, I would have dog walked her up and down the sand. Don't you open your mouth to me. And you know what's funny? I saw a lot of people saying they agree. So if you can understand why Phaedra should have put her hands on Shireen, you should also understand why Quad is like, you're not gonna loud talk me to Gregory. Y'all should understand that. And some people didn't because people don't like Quad. Quad's not totally wrong here. And also, her making a joke about, I'm sorry, she didn't make the joke. Her jumping in on the joke that Toya made about the baby shower is not grounds for Gregory to react that way. Because, hey, hi, Toya's the one who made the joke, not Quad. She just kept it going because that bitch was drunk off her ass. Everybody knew that. And the bad part about it is, here's the other thing. Greg said, I know how she is when she's drunk. So you knew she was drunk and you still pressed on anyway. Did be like, see how she is? You cannot gaslight somebody and then get mad at, you cannot literally not pour lighter fluid in a match and then get mad when the house burned down. Because that's what we're looking at. Would I have been joking about their baby shower? Absolutely not. But also, and I need people to understand something. What lit that candle was when they asked the question, how many times y'all had sex time a week? And Quad said 15. And had Sweet Tea, one, they shouldn't have been sitting near each other. Sweet Tea and Greg were sitting behind each other. Sweet Tea bumped Greg's elbow, and then she said, somebody's lying. She said it loud enough for Quad to hear. She turned around and said several times. And I'm sorry, I know 15 seems like a lot, but I think they were lying because it probably was more. Quad don't, I'm sorry. King does not look like he gives her walls a rest. He don't look like he gives walls rest. There is no rest day for her walls at all. That is where that started. I'm like, oh, we're gonna be shady, so I could be shady. See, that's the thing. Don't open up the door, don't open up the window and let the shade in, and then get mad when it blows back in your face. That's on period. Quad did not start this. Sweet Tea and Greg did. But people don't think that that is a way to start something because, like, oh, we're opening the door to be a little shady. Okay, somebody lying. Girl, when you gonna give us a baby? Then it be go, oh my God, that's too far. And calling me a liar is not, bitch. You don't even know me. But it's like you want to say shady things and you don't want Quad to react. You didn't have to say anything. Quad is like, I know everybody else was drinking, but Quad was the only drunk person blaming the very inebriated person about things that were said when she's in a conversation with someone who isn't inebriated is actually funny to me. Y'all, I can't wait for this reunion. Oh, one more thing before I get on out of here is the reunion trailer, and we're watching Simone and Claude react. Let me just be very clear. Simone does not have a real concrete issue with Claude. Because every time you ask, see, the thing about it is, I remember this. When Claude literally, she's asked on camera, she probably asked on camera, what is the issue that we need to work out? Notice she don't have no concrete answer. She don't have an answer. So then that means Simone need to let this go, and she's not. You don't have a concrete issue with Claude. You don't. So before you say Claude don't let shit go, Simone, you first, because you don't either. You don't. Because if I hear one more thing about Sister Circle and she gave us your ass to kiss, girl, how many times you want to talk about this? Please leave us alone, Simone. We're gonna see what this sweet part is giving, but based on whew, I've loved Toya this season. Toya's in like Sweet Tea was an idiot at the reunion. Girl. Mm, we shall see. But we'll see what's happening when the reunion trailer drops. But y'all, I think we're just gonna put a button in this. I will be back probably with another solo dolo episode to talk about Atlanta. I might get a few more episodes in because when I tell you the premiere, I was very confused. And even last night's episode, very last night being Sunday night, um, very confused about Portia's issue. I think we got a little more in the second episode of maybe where her issue is. I'm still somewhat confused, and I want to get a little my feet a little bit more wet when it comes to Atlanta. So I will be back. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for hanging on the Mocha Minutes podcast as life is life for me. And I will be back. Bye, 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 bye.